Good morning, and welcome to rainy Winnipeg. Okay, I know you can't see out the window, and for those of you that want to know what it's like outside right now, well, this is what we're seeing. Not particularly a pleasant sight, unless you like rain. Now, mind you, if you're a farmer and your crops are not growing because it's dry, you'd think this looks good. It's actually a good rain for growing stuff. The grass is going to probably need mowing as soon as it stops raining. Fortunately, I don't have to mow it. I'm kind of ashamed to say that, actually. Anyway, all right. Now, we are going to airbrush today. Yes, all being well. I don't see any reason why we won't. Now, speaking of airbrushing, I know that I have mentioned this twice before. I know you couldn't see it, but the black truck just went by. He times it. As soon as I push my little red button, he starts his noisy Hemi, and down the street he goes. Okay. Actually, I like the sound of it. Okay, where was I here? Speaking of airbrushing, I know that I mentioned this twice before, but Jason put up part number 3 just recently of his airbrush tutorial, which is excellent. And I mentioned this that if you are thinking about maybe getting into airbrushing, have never done it before, you want to be watching these tutorials because he's going in depth. The last one he was talking about things like lubricating the needle in your airbrush and why. I do that too. Okay, so you want to catch those tutorials. I think part 4 is coming out on Monday, he said. Let's like Monday is the day after tomorrow. I guess if you happen to be watching this episode 3 or 4 days from now, a lot of what I say won't make sense, will it? I think most people that watch these episodes watch them very soon after I post them, because they're almost a live show. If you're watching this today, like this evening after I post it, you're pretty much seeing what happened today. That's the way it's been going. I don't know if it's going to change, or probably not. It'll probably just be a daily vlog. We used to have blogs, now we have vlogs. Okay. I think what I'll do here is I'll recompose. Oh, the sunrise, obviously there's not going to be one. Now, a coincidence. Probably, I'm guessing an hour and a half ago now, I was sitting in front of my computer, and the surveillance screen was just above it, and I thought, okay, maybe I'll change my perspective of the bridge so we can see the walkers a little clearer. And just as I was changing it, they came by. Yeah, it was just a coincidence. Didn't time it that way. It just happened to work out. And as you have probably by now seen, they're hanging on to their umbrellas. Yeah, not very nice weather for walking, but they did it anyway. Thumbs up to you guys. Yeah, I don't think they watch my show, but they know about it. Okay, let's recompose here. I don't think I have any big news other than tomorrow is pizza day, and it's also another day. Some of you will pick up on this, what I just said. It's kind of I don't know if you'd call it a special day, but it's sort of a milestone in the model ship video episodes. So that'll be tomorrow. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Let's sort of recompose here. Try and get myself more into what I'm doing. I'm going to take my paint and get it mixed up. I brought the paint stirrer. My paint stirrer back from the Yamato table. Yeah, I know I've mentioned this before, but just in case you're a new viewer, I made this thing up way back in the 80s when I was doing the Titanic and Lusitania. Yeah, the Lusitania was actually my first ship. And then I got the Titanic and I did that. In one 350 scale, not the big 200 scale. People have been after me to, why don't you do the Titanic? Well, I don't think so. It's because I've already done it. You know, not that it isn't a great kit. Although there's one person who's a well-known modeler. He said he had problems with getting the hull and the deck to fit on his. So I don't know. Maybe they fixed that problem now, or maybe it was just his one only kit. You know, a one-off sort of thing. So, all right, I'm starting to ramble here. Let's recompose and do a little bit of airbrushing.
God, she took a run at that raven. I thought she'd jerk my arm right over the top.
So, good morning, Missy. You feel a little bit damp. You feel a little bit damp. Yes.
It doesn't stay up too long when it's raining. Out of a warm bed, straight into the cold rain. She slept late.
Well, if she's like me, the cold rain would make her want to go. Yeah. So aren't you going to chew it?
Well, she's staying for the pats, but she's not going to chew it on the carpet. Fastidious dog.
Another rainy day.
Yeah. And maybe some rain tomorrow. Crummy, eh?
Yeah. I didn't check the weather this morning yet.
It's green here. This must be what Ireland looks like. Green as green can be.
Yeah, I was mentioning to the viewers that this rain will really make the grass grow.
You betcha.
Oh, see you later.
Yep. How's the work going today?
Oh, slow.
That's a good speed for a day like today.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Bob.
See ya. Okay, as you can see, time is really marching on here. And I will do my best to edit out the dead spots. And I really want to thank Gabe for putting me onto these inexpensive paint filters. I seem to be having a lot less problems with airbrush plugging. Now, you remember me saying that it's just as easy to pour back a lot as a little, and then you don't need to stop and refill, so I'm sure that's going to be enough. Okay. Now we'll get our lid back on here. And let's throw this out before we make a mess. Now, I do believe I've got everything set so that when I zoom in, this area here is going to be in focus. I mean, that's the idea. And are we ready to boogie here? Now, this thing here, as you will remember from other painting sessions, is to help me keep the center of the stuff. If I can, if when I'm moving this around, let's say I want to paint this one, I want to make sure that I get it right underneath there. And as I'm moving it around, you get the idea. Okay, we'll start here with this section right here, and then we'll just sort of move our way across. And I will try to remember as I'm painting to adjust this thing. Otherwise, I'm going to be painting out of the scene. But sometimes I get so into what I'm doing, I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing, if that makes any sense. Okay, I think we're ready to go here. Get our fan going. Oh, I don't have my gloves on here. It probably wouldn't matter if I didn't put these on, because this XF paint is fairly easy to wash off with soap and water. So, okay, so let's get ourselves around here. And we are going to zoom in, and I'm going to check the monitor and make sure everything's still in focus, because if it isn't, I can still refocus, whereas afterwards I can't. No, that looks pretty good. Okay, now we'll put our fan back on. And I have the airbrush set for around 12 pounds. I'm just gonna test it here. Now I'm not pulling the trigger back all the way. I'm trying to spray lightly. Okay, I do believe we've basically got everything here. I'm not seeing any bare plastic. Now this one here, it turns out this is not a desk. This is one of the viewers that seemed to know what he was talking about said it was sort of a thing that people would put charts on. Yeah, I was wondering if possibly, being as it was positioned, I believe where the periscope is, could it possibly be something you would stand on if you wanted to be a little higher up? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, right here, I'm seeing it looks like it could maybe use a little. What I go by is, here, let me turn that off. What I go by is if I can see green masking tape, I know that you know, if there's green masking tape up against the plastic part, then I know I maybe didn't do too good. And the fan wasn't going there, but I don't think we're going to die from it. Maybe the ladder here could. So let me get the ladder a little better here. Okay, we got it for sure that time. I don't think we need to do the other side of the ladder. It's going to be up against something. All right, I do believe we've got all those parts. I think we're done with the 66 here, and everything looks good to me. Yeah, it looks good to me. Okay. The fan was running because I kind of did a little bit of what I thought was touch-ups over here on some of the pieces that I thought might be a little bit bare. Okay, what I'm going to do is clean up my airbrush. We'll do a color change, and all being well, we'll be doing the 338. And I can do a better job on my airbrush if the camera is not running. It takes about 20 minutes, that's all. You know, I forgot to take the needle cap off this time. As it turns out, I didn't have any problem. I'll have to remember to take it off next time. Not a big deal, but seems to make a difference sometimes. Okay, we'll see you back here probably in about half an hour or so. What time we got here? Oh, it's only 6 minutes after 12. We got lots of time yet. Can't go outside on the Rebel anyway. Still raining. Okay, I was getting myself all ready here to you know, do the color change, paint these parts with the 338, I think it is. And oh, one thing I should mention is I did not do the complete disassemble of the airbrush. The only kind of cleaning I did here was back flushing. And anyway, I was getting ready to paint this part, and I was thinking, well, I should put little holding sticks on the inside of each one of these, and then I realized, well, no, this should be put together before, yeah, before we airbrush it. That way I can scrape off the, you know, the seam lines and so on where the glue is going to ooze out. So let's just sort of quickly try and do that. I think I've got it pretty well. It's not gonna come apart. Okay, we'll leave that for a few minutes. This piece here is going to be basically brown, at least the side that we see, and except for the 3 pieces that we put onto it, which are going to be, we just painted the 66. But anyway, that's not what I was about to say. When I first looked at this, I was looking at it, you know, kind of end on, and somehow it didn't look square. But then when I checked it, it's not too bad. It does appear to have, you know, slumped over a little bit this way. I don't know, maybe it's just my imagination. It could be when we glue it in place, it's going to be all right. Maybe it's because this piece here is slanted, it sort of throws everything off in an optical illusion. But if you remember, the top of this is going to be green, like the other tabletops, and the edge is going to be brown, and all of this is going to be brown. So I mean, we don't want to be painting it to 338. I was noticing that my 338 that's thinned here is almost all gone, so I'm going to take this new jar and add it to it and rethin it. At least that's the plan. Okay, I have added the other jar of 338 to this larger one. It had, what do you call it here? Paint retarder. I had to dig this out of the garbage. Yeah, it had paint retarder to it, and I added a little bit more of the thinner. So I think we're probably thinned and shaken and ready to go here. Yeah, it looks pretty thin. Maybe we'll zoom you in. No, I try not to get the paint on the side like that because it sort of kind of wastes it. We don't have that much left. Okay, we'll just let that wick its way down. Okay, I've got the paint in the cup, and this time I remember to take the needle cap off. Now, being is that the needle is now sticking out, there's 2 things I have to really remember. And I kind of learned this the hard way. When you're back flushing, if you forget to put the needle cap back on, you poke yourself. I didn't do it real bad, but I did it. Okay, so this one here, I just got it stuck on the pipette that we used. Yeah, I should be able to. It sort of sticks on there all right. And we are not going to zoom in the full 120 millimeters like we did with the other one. We'll just zoom into about, I'm guessing about 70. And hopefully if I hold this just right, we're going to be able to see it being sprayed. And we got blue tack holding it on there. I think it'll be all right. Okay, we'll do the small one first. I'll just get this one out of the way here. And I think we're ready to boogie here. So we're going to swing around. And we are going to zoom into 70 millimeters, which is about right there. And hopefully that's going to work. Okay, get our fan going. Well, it was a little harder trying to get the paint to adhere to the surfaces going in at an angle like that, but I think we basically got it. Some places it's probably on a little bit too thick, but at least it's not running. I think it'll be okay once it's dried. We don't need to paint this side here. This side is going to be out of sight. It looks like it's a little bit thin right there. I don't know if that actually shows. Let me get the fan, get the fan back going here. Well, it's going to have to do. It's going to have to do. Well, I got a feeling that this is probably about it for today's episode. And let's put this on right now. There's a little bit to pour back. I knew I was wasting quite a bit, and a lot of it was going into the filters in the spray booth. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna call it quits here for this episode, folks. And all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.